Okay, welcome back to Tales from the Loop. We're in the library, and Esther's just found some missing dusty tomes, and Brock's just heard some suspicious rumors about his dad and a certain Miss Elizabeth who is absent from the library today, with the groundskeeper Pear taking over her role. Tuck is hard at work on his Harvest Festival report. Good on you, lad. And we're about to jump into whatever's next in this little mystery. So what are you all up to? Or does anyone have a scene? The stuff at the library can be done, or if there's more you want to do there, that's cool too.
I'd like to see what Tuck is like working on for the report.
So it's actually a clever facade. He's not working on the report. He's got two books open, one in the middle of the other one. One's the Harvest Book report. The other's a manual for robots. And he's just like going through the book and saying, that's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong.
Oh, that's so good. I love it. So Tuck knows a thing or two about robots, and that's really what he's investigating here.
And he's still learning a lot. He's just like coming up against stuff that's maybe for older models that isn't true anymore, or they found out isn't true since the new research from the Loop has come out, or stuff like that.
Totally, yeah. And speaking of the Loop, just to remind you all, that's been kind of they're in the middle of a generous donation to your school's library that has replaced a lot of the books and computers with Loop Facility brand books and computer, or sanctioned books and computers. A clear upgrade.
So, do we know which books are missing? Like, are they certain titles that we know are missing, or we just notice there's books missing in general?
Well, I would say just kind of like from a passing standpoint and based off of Luis's role being a failed role, you don't know which books exactly in that section are missing, but like the section is kind of like that dark and dusty, like occult and mysteries section of the library. So it's spooky stuff that's missing. Real spooky books.
I don't know if...
Yeah, go
ahead. No. Okay, I guess I'll go. I don't know if you all are into this, but if we want just like a spooky note, Tuck could go back to return the book that he got that he was using as like a study material to cover, and finds that the shelf that he got it from is now empty.
I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I go and grab Brock and I pull him away from the group of girls, and I just look for Tuck, and I'm like, we huddle together as Tuck is putting his book back at the empty shelf. I'm like, books are missing. Something is happening here.
You know, it was the strangest thing. I went to put this book back on the shelf, and all other books that were around it are gone.
But they were there before?
Yeah, I came in, I walked past Mr. Pear, and I grabbed the book, you know, the one that we were looking at earlier for our festival project, and there were all the other books around it, and came back to the table and just went to put it back, and everything's gone.
Were there like any lights flashing or anything like that? Because I heard like, spirits can like mess with electrical functions.
Did you see any flashing lights? I didn't see no flashing lights.
I wasn't looking at the dusty books.
I was reading a book. What do you expect me to be looking at?
Well, maybe Pear knows. Maybe Pear knows where the books went.
Yeah, I'm sure he knows. He's behind it. It's very convenient. The day he comes to work, the books start go missing. Come on.
All right, well, cool. I'll go ask him. So Tuck takes the...
What? No, you're going to give everything away.
Do you actually stop him, or because he's going to stand up and start walking that way unless you...
Yeah, I hold him like, Tuck, you're a good guy, but you're being naive. You think it's normal for him to just waltz in the library and suddenly books go missing? It's all connected.
I mean, he walks in the library every day. He's got to maintain them bots of his. Where do you think they keep the manuals for those things?
I don't care about manuals. This is important. We can't trust anyone.
So
Okay, well-
what do we do, Esther? I mean, Pear's here.
And what am I supposed to do with this book then? Just leave it on the shelf by itself? That don't seem quite right.
Well, if they're trying to hide these kinds of books, maybe you should check it out. Or maybe hide it in your bag and take it away so they don't know that you know.
I don't reckon I ever stole a library book before.
Come on. Not even the magazines? I mean,
Ooh, I got an idea.
I mean,
Tuck,
yeah, but I brought them back.
Tuck, you know, like Pear's like real OCD about the robots, right? And getting stuff cleaned up, getting his job done.
I mean, have you looked at the man? OCD don't quite describe it.
Well, just like go and like put the book on the floor by the place where you got it, and then knock some other books over, and just walk away, and then we'll corner Pear in the back of the library,
All right, if you say so.
and then we could ask him.
Yeah, Tuck does that. He goes and puts the book on the floor and knocks some of the others over. He's just going along with this plan.
yeah, now this I like.
I like it. That's cool. So yeah, you do that. I'm not gonna make you roll for that at all or anything. I think that's just a normal thing. You knock the books over on the floor. What are you doing? Are you kind of like hiding behind some shelves to wait and see what happened? Or are you just kind of like lying in wait there, like out in the open? Are you? So we established there are security cameras here too. So it's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, I think Tuck would have the sense to at least not be in plain visible sight for him, although he'd probably know the security camera is going to catch him, but at this point I don't think he's quite thinking about that. So he'll like hide behind another shelf that's actually got books on it so you can't see through it or something like that.
Cool.
I'll open.
Are you guys just letting Tuck do this
whatever.
on his own, or are you helping him?
I'm helping. I open like a magazine or something. And I use it to hide my face and pretend to read it in a nearby shelf.
Yeah, I'm like on the shelf on the opposite side where Tuck knocks the books down.
Okay, so I know I just said I was going to make you roll, but now this is starting to sound a little more like a sneak. So I think, yeah, let's have a sneak from everybody who's trying to sneak, and then that'll help us determine what exactly is happening here. Ooh, 4 successes, Luis.
Nice.
Esther is sneaky as fudge.
Yeah,
You have to sneak around to escape the government man.
that's right.
Tuck does
I'm
all
gonna
right,
give-
but he is not in his field, so he's out of his element.
Yeah,
I'm
so,
gonna give a success to Brock for sure.
Yeah, Brock's clothes are too nice to hide.
that's right. He sticks out like a sore thumb. Yeah, cool. So,
Do I get to pick? I'm sorry. Do I get to pick bonus effects for every success that I hit over the mark?
yeah, that's the thing. Is I believe that's how it works. In that there are only you got 4 successes, and there's like the success, and then only 2 bonus effects. I don't know if you could pick one of those 2 times, or however you want to play it. Yeah,
No.
the choice is yours.
I'm just gonna take one of each. I'm gonna give one to Pat, and then I'm gonna find something unexpected.
Okay, sounds good. Cool. So the successes doled out here by Esther on her expert sneak with that magazine. Can you narrate to me how you kind of like fix Brock's very poor hiding?
I'm like hiding, but like I'm like in like this model pose, like, looking at a book.
I think I realized like I'm being super sneaky. I'm standing at just the right position. I have this magazine open in front of my eyes, and I look at Brock and I'm like, what is he doing? And I just like rip a page out of the magazine, like crumble into a ball, and I throw it at him. And he looks around. And I'm like, turn around. Don't look at me. What's wrong with you? And I think in his confusion, he just like starts to go pick up the ball, and that makes him non-conspicuous for oh god, for Pear as he's walking by.
Oh, that's so perfect. That's great. And Blaine, how is Tuck hiding here?
I think he's just sort of like on the other side of the shelf, like looking through the books that are still there, like over the top of them.
Cool.
But like ready to jump around the corner of the shelf if needed be.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So you do it. You are you're secluded here and hidden. One of these little kind of like Roomba type bots comes around. It's not actually like a Roomba. It's more like it's like on like a gyroscopic unicycle sort of bot. You know, kind of wheels around the corner. It's got a couple little pincher type doohickeys. And it kind of like scans around, sees these like toppled over books and magazines. And this like little laser light kind of glides over all of them with a little scanner beam. And then it kind of bends over and starts picking through the books on top. And sorts through those other ones until it finds the one that Tuck dropped down there. That was from the section that was just emptied. And then the bot starts to wheel away.
Quick, follow it.
Yeah, you follow that bot. You follow that bot as it wheels back out of the library. Well, not out of the library, sorry, out of that section of the library and back toward the front desks. And it loads it into a box by the front desk there that has the Loop Facility logo emblazoned on it. It's amongst the other boxes that Pear is. It seems like there's some boxes that Pear is packing and some that Pear is unpacking right now. So that's what's up.
Can we see anything about what's going into the boxes that are being packed right now? Like just a pile of stuff that hasn't gone in it yet, maybe? Or
not from this distance. It doesn't. I mean, there is a pile of books that hasn't been put in boxes yet. But
all right, where's Mr. Pear during all this?
He's right there at the desk packing the boxes, and so the little bot comes up and like clop, drops a little book into the box, and Pear just kind of like looks over, acknowledges it, and gets back to his business of like unpacking. There's like he's covered in a bunch of packing peanuts that are all stuck to him. You know how that always happens if they're like really staticky. He's like, God damn, stupid packing, and he's like throwing a computer. He's got a computer in his hand. He's trying to throw these packing peanuts off of himself, and he drops the computer and smashes it. And just like,
excuse me, Mr. Pear. Do you need help with that?
He wheels around and he's like, "Hey, I said I didn't want to be bothered right now. All right, kid, just do your stuff."
I know. It's just you seem to be having trouble packing that box. Let me help. I pack stuff to ship out of the farm all the time.
Hey, look, don't touch this stuff, okay? This is the loop stuff. This is all going. God darn it! This one's going back to coming from the. See, now you made me lose my place. Look, I can't be more clear here. I'm filling in, doing what I got to do here. I got a big list of stuff to put out on the shelves. The bots have a big list of stuff to take off the shelves. And if you want to help me with that, well, I don't know what to tell you. Some of this stuff, it ain't for kids, okay, kid? I mean, it is
doing in a library,
right? So it's for kids, but like not the putting together of it, right? Like it's not this is grown up stuff, okay? you use the fancy computers once they're put together. If you want to convince him to let you help him, then you're welcome to try to do that, but he's resistant to that.
All right, I'll give it a shot. What would that be? Would that be?
It sounds like it would be a charm. Although I think in this sense, I could take something more like more like an empathize, or more like a. I mean, tinker is like not the right skill for this, but it's like you would be trying to like convince them about your skills of the tinkerer.
That was
What are you thinking?
I mean, the tinker is sort of where I was going in with the the talking part of it, but as far as the actual role goes, it might have been the charm or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, so here's what it is. I think it's charm because you're trying to talk to them, or talk them into letting you help them.
Super not an optimal role, but I'll give it a shot.
But I'll give you a bonus to it. Why don't you? Do you have what's your item?
My item is the dog, Gus.
Oh yeah, that's not here.
No, he's just jumping outside the window. No,
you know,
probably not.
Basically, whatever this roll is, do that and then roll 2 more d6. Just with a like /R 2d6 in the chat window.
Right. So here goes the charm.
Hey. And then roll me 2 more d6. Just /R space 2d6 in the Roll20 chat. Okay, no more successes, but you got the one. You do talk Pear into letting you help him with the boxes. And is this kind of like subterfuge for?
This is just me trying to get closer to the books to like read the titles and see what's being put where, and maybe
cool.
what some of the labels on the boxes are to see where it's going.
Yeah. What are you other two doing while you see Tuck getting tight with Pear here?
I'm standing there proud that Tuck was actually able to talk his way into that situation.
I think, I'm sorry, I think I'm looking at the, oh my god, people are being loud in the street. I think I'm looking at the bot that just dropped off the books, and I'm seeing what route it's taking. I want to pay attention to what it's doing.
So what I was thinking is to try to get Pear away from the desk so Blaine can actually take the books out of the boxes instead of, just looking through them. Or, sorry.
Tuck. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I'm into that. All of these things are things you can do. So then it sounds like a Tuck. You are. Is there a sense to which you guys are all together? You know this plot, or Brock? Do you need to kind of talk to Tuck here about it?
I think that Tuck would get the gist if I'm able to pull Pear away from the.
I think the scene I'm picturing in my head is that you pull Tuck away, and then the other guy. I'm sorry, which was which? I'm a little bit turned around here. Which one of you is Brock and which is Esther? Sorry.
Louise is Esther and I'm Brock.
Okay, so Brock's pulling Pear away?
Yeah, and Esther, I think, is planning to follow the robot.
Okay, so I think you like pull him away, and then like while he's walking with you, you like would look back at me and like gesture frantically or something is how I'd picture it. If this, depending on the role, how the role goes, obviously.
Okay.
That sounds good. So you're trying to distract Pear so that Tuck can sift through the books a little, huh? Is that accurate to say?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, then that sounds like a charm to me again, or a sneak from it could also be a sneak from Tuck with assistance from Brock, like as a help mechanic sort of thing, or an investigate from Brock with a help from Brock, an investigate from Tuck with aid from Brock.
Okay.
You want to do it that way?
Would it be? Well, I'm imagining more as it's a charm or a lead. Those are the two I would imagine they were.
Okay, that sounds good. Lead's a fun mechanic, so let's do that one. Leading is the ability to make your friends work together to help them focus on the task at hand in difficult situations. So let's have Brock roll this lead. The way lead works is Brock's going to make a roll, and your successes become a pool of dice. So if you get one success, you get 2 dice to give out to another kid or kids. 2 successes is 4, and 3 successes is 6.
So I got 1.
So you can give Tuck 2 extra dice on his investigate roll if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Sweet. Tuck, give me some investigate, but with some bonus dice. The way that you do that, I don't think there's...
I think it's going to be the same as the way I did it last time on the charm roll.
Yeah, there's a more integrated way to do it.
I think I could just tab this up twice and then tab it down after.
I was just going to say, yeah, why don't you just do that as a temporary boost there. Oh, my word.
All that and nothing.
All that and nothing. So you can either spend a point of luck or you can push the roll if you would like to make that into a success. Or we can just narrate it forward from there.
I think I want to just go with the narrating it forward from here for now.
Okay, cool. Great. So Brock pulls Pear aside. What are you saying to Pear as you kind of pull him away from the packing peanuts and mess of computer parts that he's gotten himself into?
I'm like giving him a pep talk on like how not to mess up. Like, look, the principal's going to be looking at a job you do here. Miss Elizabeth, principal trusts her with everything, and if you mess something up, you're going to be back outside, man. They're not going to put you in the library again.
Look, Brock, I don't know how to say this, but I'm doing both. I'm in the library and I have to take care of the grounds. I've still got to keep the maintenance shed going. I got to keep those bots maintained in there. I got to, keep everything on the greens, and I got to get all these boxes in. I don't think you understand how stressful of a day this is for me.
Oh, no, I understand. I'm not trying to make it more stressful for you. I'm just trying to let you know that, if you do a good enough job here at the library and Miss Elizabeth decides she wants to quit or gets fired or who knows what, who are they going to call on to do the library job? Wouldn't you rather be in here in the nice air-conditioned and heated school? Or you want to be outside sweating all summer or freezing all winter?
Look, all I know is today I've got to take care of those boxes, and he turns back, and that's
like right as Tuck is shoving like a book in his jacket or something.
It's like red-handed. He's like, hey, Tuck, I thought we had a deal. Look, you kids, you have caused enough trouble here today. You put those books back in the boxes. You just get out of this library. I don't want to see from you. You tell Mrs. Thorne, you take whatever you need to finish your reports, but I don't want to see you. I got to get this job done, okay?
What if I need this book to finish my report?
Put it down, Tuck.
Yes, sir.
Cool, and that feels like a good place to call the scene for the library.
Just real quick, did I get anything from like looking at the tables or the books as I was moving them from the boxes at all? Maybe like what some of the titles were or what the labels in the boxes said, anything?
Yeah, sure. your investigate didn't turn up nothing. It just means you got caught. So yes, you got a couple of titles. Things like things that are definitely from that section that Esther probably was looking for. So there were books in the box, and there were a stack of books on Pear's desk. The books in the box were the ones from that dusty section. There's a stack of like 3 books on Pear's desk as well that also seem to be from that section, but it's unclear why they're not also in the box. The ones on the desk are labeled things like the human animal and humanity among the stars, and things like the titles like that have to do with kind of like human ascent to greatness and the connection to the animal world and stuff like that. So.
Awesome.
That's that. Cool. And that's the scene from the library. You kids are kind of kicked out there, and Pear tapes up the boxes and finishes up his laborious day in the. It's a laborious, librarious day for Pear. And the bots, a little bot wheels the box that it's carrying out of there, and to the school elevator, hits the button, the doors close, and the elevator goes down. Yeah, that's that. Does anyone else have a scene? What's next? What are you kids thinking of? What's afoot? What do you want to investigate?
Well, we really didn't get much leads from the library, did we? On like any specific locations or anything like that.
It doesn't quite seem like it. No, we got a little bit of just the lead on that it has to do with the Loop Corp, and that it has to do with like space in some way, or humanity among the stars, or weird human stuff in some way, but nothing that's actionable, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, unless we go try to see Miss Elizabeth, but that could be a dead end too.
I like that idea. I'd like to pay her a visit.
That's cool. We can do that scene.
Okay.
Cool. So are you kids on biking it to Miss Elizabeth's after school, or how are you making your way there?
I believe we've established Tuck has a dirt bike, so if they're just riding regular bikes, that's an amusing parallel there. Come on, you slowpokes.
That would be really funny. And so you could do the dirt bike, you could do bikes, you could walk. Gus might be with you if you're walking, which could be a thing that could be to your advantage. We've established it's a small town, so it's not the biggest deal in the world to make it there.
I think Tuck probably is on the dirt bike, but he's going slow to keep pace with them, and Gus is like running alongside.
Oh,
yeah, like maybe you're not riding the dirt bike, maybe you're pushing it while we're walking.
That's hilarious.
Then we get to a hill, and I just ride up the hill and wait for you.
You're like, good luck, suckers. Cool. One thing that I forgot to do, Tuck, is on your failed investigate roll, I was going to give you a condition of scared from being caught by Pear in the library. The way conditions work is that they subtract 1 die from your pool when you are carrying a condition. The way you clear conditions is by doing a scene with your anchor, or there are certain skills that I'm blanking on them off the top of my head, by which kids can heal conditions on other kids. Lead might be one of them, but I don't remember. And you can also do that at your hideout. So if you guys want to establish a hideout at some point, you can do that too.
Okay, so we get that on failed rolls even if we don't push it?
It's something it's something that's at the GM's discretion
Okay.
to give out conditions on failed rolls. If there's kind of something at stake. So
All right, makes sense. Just checking.
yeah, no problem. And that's mostly just to showcase the mechanics of the game more than anything.
So just to throw this out there, like maybe we
Mhm.
do have a hideout, and maybe it's like in the junkyard.
Totally into that. The rest of you up for a junkyard hideout at in the back of Mr. Knight's place?
It's probably like one of those old like 70s hippie vans that's just somewhere in the junk heap.
Esther would adore that.
Yeah, I think Esther painted it too.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
The
adorable.
teardrop window on the side.
And probably Mr. Knight doesn't even know it's there anymore because he doesn't go that deep into the junk stands.
Yeah, absolutely. So, are you folks reconnoitering at the hideout here first before you make this plan?
Yeah, I think we'd probably just like head there as our standard after school spot, maybe.
Yeah, sounds cool. So let's do a scene at the hideout where you folks are trying to decide. This is maybe a little bit before you head over to Miss Elizabeth, and if I gotta re-look up the rules real quick on how you clear conditions at your hideout, but yeah, let's do a scene here at the hideout. That's pre heading to Miss Elizabeth's.
well, I could try to do another lead roll to clear the condition.
I think maybe we'll save that for like when it's fictionally important or justified. Right now, we're just sort of going to hang out, maybe.
Well, it says if you spend time privately with another kid, giving them advice and comfort. So I don't really see that falling into place like out in the field or anything.
Exactly.
Okay,
The
yeah.
hideout is the time and place to do that for sure. Yeah, so let's do it. How is Brock gonna comfort Tuck here and inspire them to?
I don't know. How does Tuck show that he's shook from what happened in the library?
I think mostly he's probably just a lot quieter than usual. Like maybe like his hands are shaking a little bit. Maybe he jumps on the bike and goes a little bit faster up the hill or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be anything like super outwardly obvious, but somebody like Brock would probably pick up on it.
Yeah, and so like when we get to the bus, like Brock's like, "Is everything all right, dude?"
I don't know, Brock. He caught me. Like, I thought you were distracting him. What happened?
It's Pear. You know, he makes like these weird movements all the time. You know, I don't know. I think he's got some kind of syndrome. You know, he's always shifty and looking around and stuff. But you didn't even get in trouble, Tuck. I mean, it's not a big deal. We just got kicked out of the library.
We don't know that yet. He could still tell the principal. Or
I wouldn't worry about it too much, Tuck. We just, we need to figure out what's going on here in town. You know, for the fall festival. We can't think about like what happened in the past. We just got to keep going forward.
About that time,
it was 5 minutes ago.
About that time, Gus trots up and just kind of like sticks his little nuzzle up under your hand, Tuck.
Not you too, Gus.
Look, Gus.
And then he probably just like pets him and just sort of like calms down a little bit just because he's petting the dog instead of like white knuckled clenching the throttle on the dirt bike.
So you want me to go ahead and roll it?
Do it.
All right. Hopefully it worked. And it didn't.
Oh my gosh, what's up with these rolls tonight? That should have been, like, statistically, that's a 1. Do you want to push it or
Let's see.
send the luck?
Well, it says if I fail, I have to check a condition.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So if I like push my luck, would that result in me getting 2 conditions?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it'd probably be best. So
Well, so you can spend luck without taking a condition, or you can just
Right. I think I might hold off look until I'm in
Okay.
a little more danger.
Well, unfortunately, you both have a condition. What's your condition as your attempt? So you you see your attempt to like calm Tuck down, just totally kind of usurped by this dog who is clearly having a better effect.
Um,
And even the dog's just like a temporary effect.
Yeah, exactly.
let's see. I wouldn't say.
Maybe like Tuck turns it around and makes Brock start getting worried that this might go on their record or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, I like that. Maybe I'll check scared too. So
Okay. Yeah.
like maybe instead of me convincing Brock everything or convincing Tuck everything's all right, like I now I have doubts. Like, oh shit, what if
I know how
Paravet's
this
still the
goes.
principal?
I know how this goes. Tuck's walking. He's like, "Oh shoot, security cameras! They're gonna see that we. Oh shoot, we're in so much trouble."
Well, there's still nothing we could do about it now. We gotta figure out what we're gonna do.
Getting detention's what we're gonna do.
Well, I mean, like I said, there's nothing we can do about that. We can't go back in time. Do you have a time machine robot in this junkyard?
Well, I haven't finished building it yet, but maybe.
Well, you need to get on that because that's the only way we're gonna fix what just happened. So what? I might get grounded, and yeah, it's gonna suck, and I might not get the car when I'm 16. It's not gonna be that bad. It's not gonna be that bad. We can't think about it.
They can trap our bodies, but they can never trap our spirits.
How are them time crystals asked for you for working out anyway?
Yeah, not great. Not great.
So that sounds like it's a no on the time machine then.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't follow the right process. We were supposed to use a Ouija board, but y'all chickened out.
You don't mess with that kind of stuff. Grandma said that spirits are serious. I was gonna say shit. Spirits are serious business.
Yeah, but that's the only way you could get it to manipulate time, right? You need that serious business.
Now, don't be silly, Brock. Ghosts can manipulate time, otherwise they wouldn't be dead. Come on.
Ah, good point.
I mean,
It's infallible logic. Okay, so this scene kind of comes to a close here in the scrapyard, and unfortunately, it hasn't really done too much to calm any of you down. You've gotten a little more scared as you're reminded about the security cameras that probably saw you. You've, you know, gotten a little bit maybe freaked out or geeked out about a Ouija board seance to draw some spirits to your crystals for time machines. And your thoughts turn to Miss Elizabeth and investigating that whole situation. Should we do a scene there at Miss Elizabeth's house?
Sure.
Cool. Well, it's just a smash cut to exterior. It's a ranch-style home in the very classically 80s look. Cedar siding, brown. There's some horrible exterior lighting that hangs down in front of the door stop, or in front of the stoop. I mean, a little overhang that's like flashy and gold. It's a holdover from the 70s for sure. It hasn't been updated. Miss Elizabeth, as far as you know, lives alone. Her car is in the drive, and there appear to be several lights on in the home as you approach.
I'm not doing it. You do it. It was your idea, Brock.
What? Okay, I'll do it. I go up and knock on the door.
It's been about 20 seconds and you haven't heard anything inside.
Yeah, I continue knocking, like louder.
I'm looking inside the windows.
Tuck's just kind of like shifting uncomfortably from foot to foot.
Yeah, looking inside the windows, you don't see Miss Elizabeth here.
But our car's here.
They got her. We need to jump in. She could be in danger. They might have tied her up in the basement.
Your imagination's getting the better of you. I don't want to just like break into somebody's house.
Come on, we're not gonna break anything. Just see if the lock is locked. Just try the handle.
I try to handle.
Yeah, the door opens.
This is a small town.
Small town.
I'm like standing
See,
there with like
we're
a
not
shocked look on my
breaking.
face.
It just kind of swings open.
I'm not going in there.
Me
I'm not
neither.
going to Miss Elizabeth's house.
Tuck
Whatever,
sort of
man.
like just peeks around his shoulder to see if he can see anything from the doorway, but he's not stepping over the line.
I think I'm gonna go behind Tuck's back and shove him into the house. Oops, you're in, Tuck. You're breaking and entering. You're
Esther,
committing
cut
a
it out.
crime.
Would you two shut up? What if somebody calls the cops?
Huh. They can try.
And they can succeed too. They got phones. So does anything happen when I'm like pushed into the house, or is it just still like nothing happening?
You're in the house.
Quick glance around. Do I see anything obviously out of place?
Doesn't look super out of place. I mean, there's like so you walk into it's like the living room, kind of a great room. There's like a big bay window that faces the street. Hideous polyester curtains that cover said bay window, and the lights are on. There's a leather sofa that's against one long wall that leads into the kitchen. Paneling everywhere, gold sconces, throwing some light up at this popcorn ceiling. The ceiling fan spins, and it just there's a television in the corner. It's not on, but yeah, I mean, feels for all the world like someone's here, but no one appears to be at the moment.
Miss Elizabeth? Hello? Are you home?
There's no response.
All right, guys.
Is there a second story to the house?
It's a ranch-style house, but I mean, so you're in the living room now. It kind of winds around to the kitchen. There's a back entrance there, a couple of different bedrooms. If you were looking at investigating further into the house, there are certainly other rooms you can check out.
I don't know, guys. This is weird. I think we should stop. And Tuck's like heading back outside.
It's too late for that, man. We're in. We're doing this. Come on.
We're in. Man, get your butts in here, then.
Tuck, you and Esther look around, and I'll keep watch outside. So, like, if anybody comes, I'll whistle really loud.
That's good. Yeah. If any of you are going to take a look around in the house, that's an investigate roll, and we should do, I think, one investigate roll for how it goes.
Can this be Tuck's investigate roll and Gus follows him into the house?
Yeah, totally. It absolutely can be. And if you want to do it together, then we'll just have whoever has the higher, basically, investigate roll will use theirs, and the other player can help them. The way help works is that you say you're helping. You add 2 dice, I think it is, to the rolling player's pool. And the drawback is that if there aren't successes, you suffer the same consequence as the player that's rolling.
All right, well, I've got 0 investigate, so that's not it. I was going for Gus is helping because he's a dog. He's got keen senses.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, yeah. So you're using your iconic item there, which is 2 dice.
I'm sorry. I think it's better if I roll because my total pool for investigate is 7.
okay, let's go with that then.
Yeah, and then we could say that like Gus is kind of helping. So then there's an additional 2 dice in your pool. So just pop that up by 2 temporarily, Luis, and
Okay.
And roll it.
Oh, how is that possible?
What?
I'm gonna use my luck.
Okay. Yeah. Use your luck and re-roll all 9 of those dice. Just do the same thing again. Yeah. Wow.
One.
Still only 1. I mean, one is good, I guess. 1 gets the job done. That is really surprising. These dice are unkind tonight. So, when you investigate, you get to ask 2 of these questions. I'm going to pop them up here for you right now. What is hidden here and where is it? What does it mean? What has happened here? How can I get into or out of or past something? What threats can I perceive here? Where is it? So what are the 2 questions you want answered here, Luis? Or Esther?
I'm gonna go with what has happened here, and no, I'm torn between asking where Miss Elizabeth is and just asking what's hidden. I think the first one and the last one are kind of redundant. I'm gonna go with the first one since it's a wider question. So I'm gonna say what is hidden here and where is it, and what has happened.
Awesome. Cool. So you're going to go with what has happened here. I'm going to answer first. What has happened here is as you kind of stroll into the kitchen, there's, like a screen door and a back door out of the kitchen. That's ajar. And it's clear here in the kitchen that there was maybe more of a struggle. There's a couple pots and pans on the floor. There's no like blood or anything, but like as you look closely at the back door that's ajar, you can see like a piece of the paneling, the trim is like kind of ripped off at the bottom, and that makes you feel like somebody grabbed a hold of it as they were maybe being like dragged out of here. And so that's what has happened here. Is you get the sense that Miss Elizabeth was taken out of this place by force. What is hidden here and where is it? That's a tricky question. Let's see here. What's hidden here is that Esther is searching in the kitchen here, and Gus and Tuck are kind of going about the rest of the house. And Gus kind of is sniffing around, right, and sniffs back into the bedroom and finds a bookshelf there. And kind of sniffs out on the bookshelf there is one of those books from the occult section that had gone missing earlier. It's a book. It's another copy of a book called The Human Animal. And there is Tuck, as you open it up, there is a note tucked inside. And the note says something to the effect of like, Elizabeth, the project continues. I understand your reservations, but we really need your assistance.
Hey guys, check this out. I think Miss Elizabeth was working on something with the loop folk. And then I show them the note and the book.
I point to the tear in the kitchen door, and I'm like, whatever it was, she got in trouble for it.
Oh shit! I need to call my dad.
What?
That seems like a
Tell
good
them
place to
Joe?
end that scene. Sweet. Good scene. We're another hour in, so I don't know. Does anyone want to take a break here as well? I also, we haven't talked about like anyone's end times and that sort of stuff. So if you, I don't. How's everybody sitting?
I could go for about an hour and a half.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm free for about the same.
sounds good.
Yeah, but I could use like a 2-minute break just to get up and stretch out. Get out
Let's
of
do
the
it. We'll take another quick break and we'll come back with whatever's happening with Elizabeth.
Thanks.